Peace, family. Assalamu alaikum. Can y'all hear me? It's your brother Malcolm Flex TV. We in the building. Uh-oh. We in the house. Let me know if y'all up in the building. Comment. Let me know. See a few people. Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother Malcolm Flex TV. We live today, family. Inshallah, hopefully we have a good show for you tonight. Last night, we had a great show. We had a wonderful show. You know, it was my first live stream back because your brother was unplugged for a whole week. Walaikum salam, brother Ron G. You know, and we got a lot of claims about the Nation of Islam being Freemasons and being controlled opposition by the government. And I wanted to address those claims tonight and deal with what is a Freemason? You know what I'm saying? What is a Muslim? You know, and I might even take some callers tonight to call into the show. Okay, but I want to just do a little quick little mini presentation, you know, and deal with the subject. You know, because you got people out here false flagging. You know, they claiming that they know what the Nation of Islam is, and they're trying to claim that the nation is that we are Freemasons. Okay, now I know some Freemasons. You know, I know a lot of Freemasons. You know, and they will bear witness that the Nation of Islam are not Freemasons. We are Muslims. Okay? So we're going to get into the science of what a Mason is. We're going to talk about, you know, the different type of Masons and their degrees. And we're going to talk about the Muslims and how all this stuff started. You feel me? So, you know, I want you all to sit back and enjoy the show because we gonna make it plain tonight. If anybody have any confusion about who and what we are in the Nation of Islam, we will make it plain tonight. So maybe first, I probably want to start off reading an article by Mother Tanetta Muhammad. May Allah be pleased with our dear sister. I want to read an article from her, and then I want to go through the supreme wisdom. Peace to you, Dot. I want to go through the supreme wisdom, and we're going to break down the history of all this stuff and how it came about. So I'm going to share my screen with you all right quick. Share my screen with you. And we're going to read Mother Tanetta's article, and then we're going to give her article some perspective. The title of her article is called Unveiling the Number 19 by Mother Tanetta Muhammad. And this particular article is called Masonry and the Nation of Islam Revealed through the Divine Teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. See? So now, because you were stepping into Muhammad's classroom, you're going to need to break out a pen and pad because you are here to learn today. Some of us already may know this information, okay? But to those who don't know and who are ignorant to who and what the Nation of Islam is, okay, you might want to take some notes, okay? Because tonight we're going to get into it, and we're gonna debunk the whole claim and the whole notion that the members in the Nation of Islam are Freemasons. And I might even play, I'm going to play some clips for sure, but I might even play an extra bonus clip as well. Okay, so, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. She quoted the Holy Quran. Has not the story reached them of those before them, of the people of Noah and Ad and Thamud, and the people of Abraham and the dwellers of Midian and the overthrown cities? Their messengers came to them with clear arguments. So Allah wronged them not, but they wronged themselves. Let's go. There is no subject that we can discuss in this world's life or in the next that does not have its roots in the divine teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He acknowledges his master teacher, W. Fard Muhammad, as being the embodiment of God himself when rightly understood. He unveils the teachings of a mystery God which dominates the current world of religion and brings us face to face with the reality of God in person. Who do you believe or say that God is? Is he only spirit while we are created from matter or material in a material universe that he created and formed from himself? The scriptures state that we are all gods or Elohim and children of the Most High God. Spirit alone cannot sustain us or produce anything but spirit, the breath of life, which is void of intelligence without a material form. If this were not the case, we would be wandering around aimlessly as particles of dust without form and the energy of consciousness. Okay, so Mother Tanetta Muhammad is breaking down how God is physical. He is material. Okay? She said, when we think a thought, are we conscious of where that thought comes from? Does it originate from intelligence in the vastness of space? The divine teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brings to consciousness God's power and force in every living being who has the capacity to think through darkness until we materialize something that is tangible and real. This is the reason why no one can argue successfully with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and win, because he was taught the reality of God, who came himself in person and not by a spook from some imaginary existence outside of the world of thought. We of the Black original nation are co-creators with the Almighty Supreme Being in his divine creation of the vast extent of the entire universal world. And keeping on our main subject on Masonry and the Nation of Islam, we draw our inspiration and lead from the divine teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We will note that the first and fundamental principle of Masonry is founded upon the belief in God, a supreme being that is often referred to as the great architect. This is the fundamental principle of Islam, a belief in one God. So it is in God that we trust and have our eternal existence. Sister reads, let us review some of the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad addressing this topic of Masonry in several places in his Theology of Time lecture series. On June 11th, 1972, standing in Mas Mariam, he spoke at length to the Black Masons in particular with the explanation of what they are currently given in their degree program under the White Masonic Order. So what Mother Tanetta is explaining right there is that the messenger is given the breakdown and revealing the secrets that are hidden by the white Masonic order to the black Masonic order, because most black Masons don't have a full 360-degree knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because the higher degrees are hidden from them from the white Masonic orders. Okay? They are hidden from them from the white Masonic orders. And I have met many Masons, black Masons, who are 32 degrees, 33 degrees. Okay? But when I began to began to revealing the degrees to them, they immediately began to wake up and realize that they have been lied to, hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. Okay? Think about that. Okay, so I'm going to continue. He stated that while reading a book on ancient masonry at the Congressional Library in Washington, D.C., he often mused over what they were teaching, which withheld some of the secret inner meanings of their rituals and ceremonies, the truth of which he was well taught by his master teacher, W.F. Muhammad, the Great Mahdi. Okay? And giving a comparison on the two flags, the one representing the stars and stripes of America, and that of our universal flag of the sun, moon, and stars. He stated that the Masonic order of the white Muslims are more properly identified as Muslim sons. Okay, so these white Masons are properly identified as Muslim sons. Okay, but people are reversing it and calling us Masons. But Mason means Muslim son. Okay. In our nation's lessons, can only receive 33 degrees of the entire circle of higher wisdom, while we are taught in the Nation of Islam the full circle of 360 degrees of supreme wisdom. So we have people calling us in the nation Masons when that's really an insult. That's like you got kindergartners want to be college grads, but you are calling the college grads kindergartners. When we are more advanced than a Freemason in degrees. Abraham, who stood at a 90-degree perpendicular, a righteous, civilized man. Okay? Just to civilize the civilizing degrees that we have in the nation of it, in the nation of Islam, is more advanced than what Freemasonry has to offer. You can walk into your local mosque and get 90 degrees for free off top. But when you go into the lodge, you have to pay for your degrees. So let me continue. He also stated that Freemasonry does not take you any further than Australia and Europe. Okay, why is that? I'm going to explain why. We're going to explain why in a second. Okay, give me 1 second. The caveman, the devil, mankind himself, has 57 degrees of knowledge, and that is all the knowledge that this world of Satan would be allowed to have. And this knowledge is held by 3 sets of clans today. And we're going to name the clans. And those secret Klansmen organizations are called Knights of Columbus, Shriners, and Scottish Rites. The Knights of Columbus, the European ruling class, secret society, has 57 degrees of knowledge, and their seat of authority is in Germany. This is one reason that most of the white man scientists are Germans, because they hold 57 degrees of knowledge from the circle of 360 degrees. The next set of Klansmen of the organizations is the Scottish Rites, who refer to themselves as English society men, and they hold or have in their possessions 47 degrees of knowledge from the circle. And as you, the reader, should well know that their seat of authority is in England. The third beast of Klansmen being none other than the American white people, the devils of the lowest class, the shrines, and as you, the reader, should well know that their seat of authority is in the hells of North America, and the degrees of knowledge that they have from the circle is 33 1/3 degrees. So never lose sight of what the circle is, 360 degrees of knowledge, which is the circle of life. And that knowledge exists and is upheld by the black people of the planet Earth in the East, which will always be at their disposal. This is what makes us the makers, the owners, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. So this is why the messenger said that Freemasonry does not take you any further than Australia and Europe. But, as I'm going to keep reading, but the universal flag of Islam takes us all around the world into the universe. It takes us all around the world into the universe. He further stated that we, the black man, are the people of the first order. We, the black man, are the people of the first order. So how can some of you Johnny-come-latelys come around and accuse the Nation of Islam of being Freemasons? Okay? When we are the people of the first order. The Muslims aren't following Freemasons. Freemasons are following the Muslims. But we're going to prove it in a second. Okay, let me keep reading. He further stated that we, the black man, are the people of the first order, not of the last order. In the white man's Freemasonry, he said, the candidate or initiate is to answer that he is born in this, referring to the universality of the sun, moon, and stars, and not made in this. Speaking particularly to our brethren who are following the Masonic order and degrees of Masonry. He said that in Islam, as taught to us by the great master, Fard Muhammad, gives us the highest degree, which the white man won't teach you. We give you more than what the devil gives you, he stated. Your masonry, referring to the black masons, includes the history of your slavery, but you don't know it. 3 degrees takes you into slavery, but the white man won't teach you the theology side of it. We are in the right position on the square, the truth. Not as a sign of the square, but we are the square ourselves, and we are the sun and the moon and the star. They, referring to the white masons, get recognition for their actions trying to be upright on the square so they can attract you to them. Peace, Brother Josh Mason, Brother Danubian. Yes. Okay. And there's many more to this lecture. I'm going to read a little bit more of this. And I want you to all to, when you get the chance, go and read it yourself. In today's world, the Black, original, and indigenous people all around the planet are referred to as the third world. And in Mexico, the Black original people coming up from slavery are referred to as the third race. In both cases, the indigenous world population and the Black original man should be referred to as the first world and the first race, for they are the mothers and fathers of civilization, being in the beginning in the right order. This comes in answer to question and answer number 1 of our student enrollment, which raises the question, who is the original man? We are given the answer, which places the original man back in his proper place and sets him in an upright position in the circle with God himself as creator and owner of the universe. The white man's thinking ever since he was made by his father Yaqub is to deceive and master the original people and to dominate and rule over them as it is in their very nature of existence. They go all over the earth studying the original people and nations, learning their minds and thinking to form the foundation of their theological ideas and creeds. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, that when he wants to accomplish something, he doesn't get down on his knees to pray for it. He goes after it to master it, and thus masters the rule in the time given to him to accomplish what he has achieved in science and ever-advancing technology. While doing so, he must kill the Black man's power of resistance through his power of attraction. Now, the two gods are at war with each other, teaches the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as a bearer of witness to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They are at war to determine who will take the other one out of existence. Only through a superior knowledge and supreme wisdom will the new ruler, who is God himself, assert his power over a whole new world of creation and a whole new universe of divine laws, distinct from what we are presently in. So the old heaven and the old earth must be removed for something new to take its place. We stand with the champion, the great Mahdi, Master W. Fard Muhammad, who is being seen and heard the world over in this time of universal change. Mother Tainetta Muhammad, family. So, what our sister is explaining, that the original man could not possibly be considered a Mason when he is in his rightful place as a ruler. See, so we got so many Black Masons who are not in their proper place. So this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is trying to raise them up in degrees. Because the white man has put us down and put himself over us with our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And he only has a portion of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So I'm going to share my screen again for those who say that we are Freemasons. We are Masons. This is what they say. And we're going to go over the supreme wisdom. What does the supreme wisdom have to say about it? We're gonna give you the white man's history and how he got into Freemasonry. Now, here are the supreme wisdom lessons. Now, if you know anything about Freemasonry, then you would know about the burning sands. You would know about the burning sands. Okay? And Freemason rituals and even Greek frat rituals and fraternity rituals, they have a ritual called the burning sand, walking across the burning sands. Well, this is where this came from, right here, what I'm about to explain to you. And I've had debates with Freemasons who were critical of the Nation of Islam, and I test their degrees, and I ask them, "Did you walk or did you ride?" And some of them respond, they said, "I walked." Some of them even responded and said both. See, and that's what let me know that they don't know what the hell they talking about. Because the original man did not walk across the burning sand. And I'm going to prove it. See, the devil walked across the burning sands. The enemy, 2,200 miles. Now, the question, number 4, right? Question number 4, Lost Found Muslim Lessons. Why do we run Yaqub and his maid devil from the root of civilization? I'm going to repeat that. Why do we run Yaqub and his maid devil from the root of civilization over the hot desert into the caves of West Asia, as they now call it Europe? Oh, okay. So we ran some devils across the hot desert sand into Europe. Okay. What is the meaning of EU and rope? How long ago? What did the devil bring with him? What kind of life did he live? And how long before Musa came to teach the devil of the forgotten technology? Okay, this for the people who call us Freemasons. Here's the answer. We're going to give you the answer. We see the Nation of Islam giving people the cheat codes. Because that's one thing about Freemasonry. That's the main difference between the nation and or the Muslims and Freemasons. See, the Freemasons are hiding secrets from the people. They withholding the secrets, the information, the truth. But what are the Muslims doing? In the Nation of Islam, we revealing all the truths. We giving the truths. We are the cheat sheet. Here you go. I'm going to repeat the question again. I'm going to read the answer. Why do we run Yaqub and his maid devil from the root of civilization over the hot desert into the caves of West Asia, as they now call it Europe? What is the meaning of EU and rope? How long ago? What did the devil bring with him? What kind of life did he live? And how long before Musa came to teach the devil of the forgotten technology? Answer. Hold on. Answer. Because they had started making trouble among the righteous people, telling lies. And they accused the righteous people, causing them to fight and kill one another. Yaqub was original man and was the father of the devil. He taught the devils to do this devilishment, the technology, causing and sowing the seeds of dissension and lying among the original people, causing them to fight and kill one another. Yakub was an original man and was the father of the devil. He taught the devils to do this devilishment. The root of civilization is in the Arabian desert, and we're going to prove that as well. We took from them everything except the language and made him walk every step of the way. It was 2,200 miles. He went savage in the caves of Europe. This is where you get your caveman from, in the commercials and the cartoons and stuff. You got the caveman. This is where you get your modern day caveman from. Family, for those who don't know, when they were over there in the caves of Europe, we put them there according to the lessons. Let me continue. We took from them everything except the language and made him walk every step of the way. It was 2,200 miles. He went savage and lived in the caves of Europe. EU means hillsides, and the rope is the rope to bind in. So we bound them in Europe. Our brothers over there in Turkey bound them and wouldn't allow them to pass the thresholds of Turkey. And if they would get caught on the borders of Turkey, those brothers, those Muslims over there would chop off their heads. Let me continue. It was 6,019 years ago. Musa came 2,000 years later and taught him how to live a respectful life, how to build a home for himself, and some of the tricknology that Yakub taught him, which was devilishment, telling lies, stealing, and stealing anyhow to master the original man. Musa was a half original, a prophet, which was predicted by the 23 signs in the year 1, 15,019 years ago today. So, the people who were in the caves of Europe is also recorded in the Holy Quran. In the 18th surah or chapter called Al-Kahf, the cave. It is mentioned in the Holy Quran. The Europeans being in the caves for 2,000 years. How did they get there? Because we sent them up in there over the hot burning sands, which is a ritual and tradition that is held by fraternities and Freemasonic orders. So they have questions and answers between one another, and they ask, did you walk or did you ride? Well, a man who has knowledge of self, an original man who has knowledge of self, would know that we rode 2,200 miles. They walked across the hot desert sands. But let me continue. I'm gonna do this one. Why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? How long ago? From those crusaders. And I believe, what year was that? Saladin, I know it was October 2nd. It was on my birthday. It's exactly 800 years ago. Hold on. $1187. Exactly 800 years. October 2nd, 1187. For my birthday. Right? Why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? How long ago? Answer. Because one of our righteous brothers, who was a prophet by the name of Jesus, was buried there. He used his name to shield his dirty religion, which is called Christianity, also to deceive the people so they will believe in him. Jesus' teaching was not Christianity. It was freedom, justice, and equality. Jerusalem is in Palestine, Asia Minor. Jerusalem is a name given by the Jews, which means founded in peace, and it was first built by the original man, who was called Jebus, Also Salem and Ariel. We took the city from the devils about 750 years ago. Okay, so those Muslims took the city. Saladin and the Muslims in October 2nd, 1187, took the city from those crusaders, those knights. Okay, now they're called the Knights of Templar. These are your Freemasons. These are your Freemasonic order. And they had Jerusalem under siege, where Jesus's body is located, even to this day. It is said that the body of the man who was called Jesus 2,000 years ago is still in Jerusalem, being guarded by those Muslims. And the only people who can visit this location and see the body for free are Muslims. Everybody else who's not a Muslim has to pay a fee. And the Masons know about this. Some of them know about this. The Christians are totally oblivious to this. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna bring receipts. We got people making claims, because some of them may well be knowledgeable in the craft, but the Nation of Islam ain't the craft. The Muslims, Islam ain't the craft. Islam gave birth to the craft. Facts. So we don't care how knowledgeable you are in the craft. How knowledgeable are you in Islam? And do you know the history of Islam? And do you know the history of Freemason? So let's get it. Question number 9, Lost Found Muslim Lessons. Why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years? Okay, so Muhammad is making the European study for 35 to 50 years. Let me repeat it. Why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son, a Mason? Before he can call himself a Muslim son, a Mason? Why does he have to study for 35 to 50 years? Why is Muhammad, okay? Why does Muhammad, who's Muhammad? Who's the Muhammad in our day and age? Come on, man. Somebody talk black to me. Listen. Why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son and wear the greatest and only flag of the universe, and he must add a sword on the upper part of the holy and greatest universe flag of Islam? So those who don't know what that look like, let me help you out. If you don't know what the universal flag of Islam looks like, here it is. Here it is. I'm showing y'all, but I want y'all to see the actual logo. Y'all can see, y'all see the fezzes though, right? Y'all see the Moorish fezzes, right? The Moorish fezzes, right? As you can see, on some of the fezzes, they got Arabian names on them. One has ISIS. One has Egyptian. One has Arabia on there. These are your Shriners. Here's the logo right here that the Supreme Wisdom is mentioning. Let me blow that up for you. Let me blow that up for you. So the question was asked. Let me put it in context for you. The question was asked again. Why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son, a Mason, and wear the greatest and only flag of the universe, and must add the sword on the upper part of the holy universal flag of Islam. Why does he have to put the sword on the upper part of the crescent, the sun, moon, and star? The crescent, moon, and star. Why does he have to put the upper sword up there? Why is Muhammad making him study between 35 to 50 years just so he can be able to wear this symbol? Huh? Hold up. Hold on. We ain't done. Because I want y'all to see this. Got India on one of the fezzes. And the majority of them, they got Muslim on this fez. This fez say Muslim. And he's wearing the universal flag of Islam with a sword on the upper part. Okay? You got another one right here to say Islam. Because many of those Shriners, when they are taking their pledge, when they are pledging to become a Shriner, they have to put their hand on the Holy Quran as they making a pledge. And they have to pledge that they bear witness that their God, that there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. So they basically have to take their Shahada, which is a pillar of faith in Islam. This one says Mecca. Did not the Supreme Wisdom lesson say that the root of civilization is where? In the holy city of where? Of Mecca. Oh, let me show y'all some white folks, some famous white people. Come on. Let's show you some famous Shriners. Uh-oh. Who is that? This look like Dwight Eisenhower right here. Ronald Reagan. John Wayne. Ronald Reagan, John Wayne. All these, look at all these famous Shriners. Coast, we got another actor, award-winning actor. Wait, who is this? Gerald Ford, one of the United States President of America, was a Shriner. Who was this? Oh, this was the first director of the FBI named J. Edgar Hoover. Was he not the first director of the FBI? Isn't his name J. Edgar Hoover? What did this man do to black civil rights movements in the early 1900s? All the way from the time from Marcus Garvey all the way to the 70s. Is this not J. Edgar Hoover, the man who dismantled many black organizations? Did he not infiltrate many black organizations to dismantle and discredit black organizations? Is that not a Moorish fez with the universal flag of Islam with the sword at the upper part of that? Come on, man. Somebody got to answer this. Somebody got to answer this. Somebody got to talk black to me. I mean, come on now. You know, there's even one of Dr. Ben around here somewhere. Here's a symbol right here. Another symbol. It says Medina. That's over in Arabia with the universal flag with the scimitar, the sword. Okay. But we're going to explain it. I'm going to get back on track in a second, family. I'm trying to prove a point here. Okay, I'm trying to prove a point. So let's get back. So the question was asked again for those who think that the nation are Freemasons. We're going to ask the question again. Why does Muhammad make the devil study from 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son and wear the greatest and only flag of the universe, and he must add a sword on the upper part of the holy and greatest universal flag of Islam? That's this right here. That's this right here, okay? Why we got they got to study 35 to 50 years to wear that? But here's the answer. So that he could clean himself up. A Muslim does not love the devil regardless how long he studies. After he has devoted 35 or 50 years trying to learn and do like the original man, he could come and do trading among us, and we would not kill him as quick as we would the other devils, that is, who have not undergone this study. After he goes through with his labor from 35 to 50 years, we permit him to wear our holy flag. I'm going to repeat it again. We permit him to wear our holy flag. It's this right here. I'm going to show it again if you just came in to view. This is the holy flag. We allow the devil to wear our holy flag. Okay? These are the Moorish peasants. Okay? Let me continue. We permit him to wear our holy flag, which is the sun, moon, and star. He must add the sword on the upper part. You see that? He must add the sword on the upper part. The sword is the emblem of justice, and it was used by the original man in Muhammad's time. Thus, it was placed on the upper part of the flag. As you can see, it says Mecca up here, and the sword is put on the upper part of the flag. Thus, it was placed on the upper part of the flag so that the devil can always see it, so he will keep in mind that any time he reveals the secrets, his head will be taken off with the sword. So the devil always wears it at the upper part, the sword at the upper part of the holy flag of Islam, so he can always see it and will be reminded that if he reveals the secret, that his head will be taken off by the sword. What is the secret? The secret is the truth of you and I, brothers and sisters, and the truth of who they are. That's the secret. Us running them across the hot desert sands, 2,200 miles in the caves and hillsides of Europe. Family? But y'all calling us Masons. No, don't get us twisted. But let me continue. Don't get us twisted yet. We give him this chance so that he can clean himself up and come among us. Why does they keep saying that? We give him the chance so he can clean himself up and come among us. Because he came, I read to you earlier, he came among the righteous people. It says, because they had started making trouble among the righteous people, telling lies, they accused the righteous people, causing them to fight and kill one another. Okay? So the root of civilization is in the Arabian desert, where we took from them everything except the language and made him walk every step of the way. It was 2,200 miles. He went savage and lived in the caves of Europe. Okay? So that's why we are giving him a chance to clean himself up and come among us, because they came among us telling lies, causing us to fight and kill one another. And then when they went into the caves for 2,000 years, they went savage. Listen, let me continue. Got a little bit more. The holy flag of Islam is the greatest and only flag known. The universe is everything. Sun, moon, and stars. They are planets. Planets are something grown or made from the beginning. And holy is something that is not being diluted, mixed, or tampered with in any form. So, I'm showing you that how can the Father be like the Son? How can the Daddy be like the Son? A Mason is a Muslim son. So how can you call us Masons, Freemasons? I can see where you get the comparisons from. I understand that. And you know, and I ain't got nothing against my Black Mason brothers, but man, if y'all want to stay ignorant, then man, I gotta rock with them on that. I gotta bang with them on that. If you want to stay at those lower degrees, but we trying to raise you up into 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So let's go back to these famous ones. Excuse me. Okay. Now, if you notice, many of them, they wear their tassel on their fezzes on the left side. As you can see, many of them have their tassels on the left side of their fezzes. And most of them have Arabic names and locations of cities on their fezzes. But as you can see, most of them have their fezzes on the left side. Now I'm just scanning through it. That's how they wear the fez. And I'm going to show you the difference between them and us. Now, as you can see, they got theirs on the left. But when you look, hold on. But when you look at the most honorable Elijah Muhammad in his fez, he has his fez on the right. Why is that? Why are they wearing their fez on the left, but the original man the original man, and you can see a lot of Moorish brothers, they wear theirs on the right as well. Why is that? Because if you've been to school, if you graduated from school and you had worn your graduation cap, and then as soon as you cross the stage, you take the tassel from one side and you bring it over to the other side, indicating that you have graduated and from that stage or degree. You have passed that stage. Okay? You are past that stage. When your tassel is free, because when you see their fezzes is stapled down. You know what I'm saying? Their fezzes are held down on the left side. But when your fez is on the right side, but it's free, it can go any direction. That shows that you have 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that also shows that the great architect that the Freemasons are waiting for is present. So by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wearing his task freely to the right indicates to them, to the enemy, to those Masons, that he has been raised up by the great architect, Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad himself. He was above the Masons in rank. Elijah Muhammad. See, when the president asked to see him, the messenger said, no, I'm not going to go to Pennsylvania Avenue, go see no president. Tell him he can come here. White folks would demand of the messenger to come see them, and he would say, no, you tell them to come to me. And hundreds of white people will come to the messenger and sit at his feet and learn from him. Not because he was a Mason, because he's a Muslim, the father of civilization, the father of a Muslim son. He would go to Washington, D.C., and every time he would go, they would give him a police escort through the city, protecting this man's life, because they knew who the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was and is. He is the light of the newborn star. Woo, I'm dropping some science on y'all because I got some stuff that I don't even want to share yet because I need somebody to look over it for me. It's so much heat. I got some stuff over here. So yes, how dare you call members of the Nation of Islam Masons when you don't even understand where Masonry come from? So let me unshare my screen right quick. So we got people in the community accusing us of not only being Masons, but also being controlled opposition. They're accusing us of being controlled opposition of the government. We are puppets of the government now, and we Masons carrying out Masonic hits and stuff. Really? Really? When we are sent here to teach you the secrets. Oh, we're going to play the videos. Matter of fact, let me play the video right now. Hold on right quick. Before I get into the other stuff, just to the other videos, let me get to this video though. I'm going to let the minister speak for itself. We're gonna show y'all the difference between us and them. Okay, hold up. Let me share my screen with you, and we're gonna let it play because I got time. Hope y'all got some time to bear with me. We're gonna let it play. We're gonna let the minister explain it as well. Let me know if y'all can hear the minister.
Did you know six silence Freemasons? Not you, Black Mason and Shrine. You don't have anything. Freemasons and Shriners that we're going to expose in a minute. Listen to this. At least 9 of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence were Freemasons. John Jay, John Hancock, Paul Revere, James Lewis. Later on in 1870, out of Freemasonry came a higher order of Masons called the Shriners. Now, the difference between Masons and Shriners is that to be a Shriner, you must be a master Mason in good standing. Now, those of you who don't know anything about this, just hold your seats. I'll get back to you in a second. A Shriner belongs to the ancient Arabic order of the nobles of the mystic shrine. What kind of language is that? And all their temples or mosques are named after cities like Mecca, Medina, Syria, Aleppo. These are all parts of the Muslim world. So Arabic is in their name to describe the nobles. Noble is a hereditary class that has special social political status in a country or state. All white have exalted noble political and social status in the world. Nations throughout the world talk about this mystic shrine, meaning that this mystery attached to the shrine itself. And what is a shrine? It's a sacred place of worship associated with a holy person or a holy event, container of sacred relics such as the bones of a saint, tomb of a person, or other revered figure. The saint that is entombed is that holy person. It's not just one architect. No, that's Jesus. What is entombed in the shrine are the bones of those who are connected to the originator, and with him are the architects, that which you call universe and all therein. Now, it's now meaning that there's a secretive knowledge of that tomb that is only given to those who are master masons. These people are called Muslim Shriners or Muslim sons. We get a question in our lesson. Why does Muhammad think we have to study 35 years before he can call himself a Muslim son and wear the greatest and only flag of the universe? Why must he add a sword on the upper part? Oh, yeah, yeah. But make it big, man. Let the people see what I'm talking about. But you have to remember this question is put by Master Farrakhan. If you notice, all the Shriner temples, you see that crescent, that star with a sword over it. don't know Islam? Well, now you look at this soul is over in meaning that any term, that any shrine reveals the secret of what's in that tongue. And any shrine with their life reveals the secret. Well, what is the secret of the ancient Arabic order of the noble of the mystic shrine? It is you. It is your destiny. It is your future. It is your origin that has been kept a secret from you, but was known by the founding fathers of this country and known by the present day rulers. Now I want you to listen good. Elijah Muhammad said, you are the direct descendants of God himself. I'm going to say it again. You are the direct descendants of the originator of the heavens and the earth, and you are the natural Khalifa of God himself. Listen, listen. It is Arabic they use because Arabic is the original language of the Asiatic black man. This black man, direct descendant of the originator of the heavens and the earth, and in him is the knowledge of how to build not a temple, but a new heaven and a new earth. They look at black people and know who we are. Yes. This holy person was hit in the head by three ruffians, Jubilah, Jubilo, and Jubilam. And when he was hit in the head, he was carried to the north country and buried in a shallow grave with a sprig of cassius coming up from the grave to let the world know that there's life down here. But who can get up the man in the tomb? Nobody but one with a master grip. Nobody but one with a lion's paw. The Bible said there's a lion asleep in Judah. Who will wake him? No pussycat can wake up a lion. And this pussycat leadership will never wake the black man up. You're too weak in your effort to free our people from the hand of their oppressor. This one is really a metaphor. It is an allegory. It is a fable that describes something that has happened to a real person. one who is a direct descendant and has in his DNA that potential of building a new heaven and a new earth. His name is Hiram Abieth. Hiram in Hebrew means a noble one. He was a noble. He was a holy person. And in the story, they put him to death and they buried him in the North Country, North America. He's buried here. But he can be revived. The secret of Hiram is the power of the enemy through the Freemasons and the Shriners to lock down the black man and make sure that he never rises. The Masons and the Shriners, the white ones, are like that stone that was at the tomb of Jesus to keep Jesus from rising, but an angel came and rolled the stone away, and when they looked, he had risen. Keeping the secret of who the black man is was the duty of every white Mason, not the black Mason or Shriner, because you were never told that the secret was all about you. The white Masons and Shriners have always known the secret from Europe to America. In Europe, a Freemason understands the degrees and what it is to be a master Mason. They know something of the African origin of civilization, the advancements in Egypt, and the great architectural genius of the black man. They learned all of that through their study of the original Bible, which has always been locked away among the aristocracy. Common people could not read the Bible.
Listen.
But the people rose up and wanted to know what was in that book. So King James commissioned a group of 47 scholars. Some believe included William Shakespeare, to rewrite the Bible and give it a diluted version so that the common people who did not know science would never be able to know the truth that was hidden under allegories, metaphors, figures of speech.
These are your Freemasons.
Think about the wisdom of the people who adulterated or changed the Bible. Think about the language and its use of allegories with the imagery of animals, birds, and fish to describe another reality. All this is to hide what is really in the scriptures. These 47 scholars knew the sciences. They knew astronomy, they knew botany, biology, zoology, chemistry, physics. They knew these things because all of the scriptures are rooted in science. They use language that the little man could never unravel. But in their attempt to deceive the masses, they got themselves confused. And now they don't even know what the book means. It took the coming of God to unravel its meaning for us. Otherwise, to eat it, you'll be poisoned by it. You will think you know what you know not, and you will worship that of which you have no knowledge. Well, now you don't have to keep the secret anymore, Masons and Shriners, because the secret is out.
Huh? The secret is what?
That is why the Savior had to come.
Come on.
Without observation.
Come on.
The Bible says he kept these things from the wise and the prudent man.
Come on.
And he revealed it unto babes.
Teach.
Well, when Elijah Muhammad taught us the secret, then the Masons and the Shriners were set free from that sword.
Come on, didn't I show y'all that sword?
From that sword.
Teach.
But you are under another sword, which I want to talk to you about.
Woo! Come on, brother minister.
So what is the function of the Masons and Shriners today, now that the secret that you were hiding is out? Here's your function. Your function is to help me.
Come on.
Build that which was in the nature of Hiram. He's free now.
Come on.
And your job is to help me build the kingdom of God on earth. And only then will you have a place in the kingdom. You are not under that sword anymore. You are under another sword. And if you don't help me deliver this people that you have sworn to keep down,
woo,
and build a world that all of us can live together in peace, then you will find yourself under the sword of the judgment of God. So wherever you are, if you're listening to me, it's time for you to step forward and help deliver this black man. You hold key positions all over America, in government, in business, in law, in medicine, in education, in finance, in trade, in commerce.
come on.
And you have used that authority to keep the black man on the bottom of society. Now your job is to keep yourself from being destroyed by helping the black man to go up to fulfill our destiny.
Hold on, fam. That's what I wanted y'all to see right there. I wanted you all to hear the minister himself not only expose the Freemasons, because y'all calling us Freemasons. How can we be Freemasons when we exposing the Freemasons? We exposing the secrets that they are hiding from you. Not the black Freemasons, because y'all ain't got no secret. The white ones. But I wanted you to hear the minister give the science on all that stuff. Right? So so for anybody to be making videos talking about that we are Freemasons, man, go back and do your homework. We are Muslims. You know, and the Shriners are Muslim sons. And anybody just can't be a Shriner or a Knights of Templar or nothing like that. Because all the degrees up to the 32nd degree, you have to pay for those degrees. But to become a 33rd degree, you can't pay for your 33rd degree. You have to be chosen in a pendant body of wise, noble individuals. Therefore, to be a Shriner, you have to be chosen to be a Shriner in an appendant body. Okay? So for those who say the Nation of Islam, okay, we are Freemasons that are controlled opposition by the government. Well, let me show you the government's condemnation of the minister in the Nation of Islam and his response to every branch of the government. For those who think that we are controlled by the government, well, we're going to show you. Better than we can tell you.
Five seconds, because I've just been handed something that the Senate has just passed a resolution. And I will read to you as best I can from this copy because it is a bit difficult. This is in regards to the remarks to recent statements of Louis Farrakhan. Mr. Louis Farrakhan, close advisor to one of the presidential candidates, is reported to have referred to the Jewish faith as a gutter religion. Mr. Farrakhan has also accused the United States of being a criminal for our aiding and abetting role at the time of the creation of the Israeli nation. And Mr. Farrakhan has even called the very existence of Israel an outlaw act. Therefore, it is the sense of the Senate that there is no place in our society nor in our electoral process for hateful, bigoted expressions of anti-Jewish, Jewish, and racist sentiments such as those being made by Louis Farrakhan, and all such vicious expressions must be condemned. The leadership of the Senate is instructed to communicate with the chairman of the Democratic and Republican parties to request that they immediately repudiate in writing the sentiments and expressions of hatred made by Mr. Farrakhan, and it was passed in the Senate moments ago, 95-0.
Well, that's very nice. And there's not one black senator, is there? After we've been in this country for 400 years, you listen to me. And I want you to know, Ms. Freeman, that nothing that the United States Senate does frightens, disturbs, or bothers me. My repudiation of the Senate carries more weight with God than the Senate's repudiation of me. We helped you build this country. We worked this land. I just want you to listen. I hope the Senate is listening. Before you became a republic and had a Senate, 5,000 blacks fought in the Revolutionary War, Crispus Attucks being the first to die. We fought on Concord, Bunker Hill, there in Boston. After the Revolutionary Army got their freedom, they would not recognize the contribution of those blacks. The Civil War, the same way. Now here it is. These men condemn me of hateful, bigoted remarks, but they will not condemn the racism that pervades this country, of which the Senate is a prime body. Why are there not any black senators? Yet you say that representation or taxation without representation is tyranny. Then we black people in America live under tyranny, and we black people in America will raise up our voices to repudiate the United States Senate, the United States Congress, the United States government, because it was the United States government under the counterintelligence program of J. Edgar Hoover that murdered and assassinated black leaders and destroyed black organizations. What did the Senate say, and what did the Senate do? It's this same Senate that appropriates money for the CIA to mine the harbors of Nicaragua and send troops into Grenada and do all of the wicked things that the Senate has backed around the world. I don't care 2 cents for the United States Senate's repudiation. I warn the Senate and I warn the government and I warn the president that America is headed down the drain, you better listen to this little black slave coming up from among you. My voice is the voice of God in your midst. And you are doing to me just what you did to all the prophets and those prophetic voices that rose up before me. You condemned Jesus, and the Roman Senate repudiated him. But today you worship him. What will you do for me tomorrow?
Uh-oh. Okay. So we had the U.S. Senate condemn the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Okay, condemned us. Okay, but hold on just for a second. See, off to all you who claiming that we are controlled opposition, listen to the minister.
That is an extraordinarily powerful economic message. I saw an article that referenced that the FBI, the CIA, and every other government agency of authority should have Louis Farrakhan investigated and arrested because he called for 10,000 people, 10,000 men to come forth to kill white people.
Well, I've been investigated by the FBI. They can go to hell. The CIA right along with them.
Huh?
I don't fear that. If I were like the rest of the Negroes that fear the FBI, the CIA, the IRS, then I would be like them, scratching where I don't itch, bending when I don't have to. No, God is present today. They need to be afraid. I'm talking to the CIA, the FBI, the IRS, the U.S. government. You need to be afraid today because the God of justice is present now. That's why he said, vengeance is mine. The battle is not yours. The battle is the Lord's, and God has come. The battle is on, and the plagues are coming down on America. No, I'm not afraid, but you need to be, and especially when you see what's coming up, because as a man soweth, the same shall he also reap. And when you have done the evil that you've done to us and done it to others, did you never think that there would come a day when you would have to pay for all that crap that you have done? Thomas Jefferson said it.
Come on. We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. You think the minister care about the damn government and what they trying to do and what they trying to bring? Come on, man. Y'all better quit playing with this little Nation of Islam. Let the minister tell it. Hold up.
Made me to withstand. Have you known another black man that has been mocked as the enemy of the Jews and the government? My lawyer is here. He knows that we are under investigation by every branch of the government. Do I look like I'm afraid? Ooh, here's my shield.
Okay, hold up. Matter of fact, I think a brother sent me an email. Hold on right quick. I think one of the brothers sent me an email. So, I mean, come on. Are y'all serious? Is it as much as hell that we catching from the government that y'all calling the nation? Controlled opposition? Are you serious? Are you serious? Hold on, we're going to go to my email. I believe somebody sent me an email. I think this is Brother Assalamu Alaikum. Send me an attachment. Okay, that's a full hour though. We ain't gonna play the whole hour video right now. So if brother can give me like a mark to start from, then we'll play it. But I don't have time to play a whole hour lecture at this time. But all praises is due to Allah. For the Nation of Islam, Master Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, to let you all have a clear, comprehensive knowledge and understanding of what's taking place, okay, that the Nation of Islam, it is an insult. Peace, Brother Mustafa. It is an insult to call the Nation of Islam Freemasons. And I don't say that to disrespect my black brothers and sisters who are a part of the lodge. I don't say that in a disrespectful manner or as shade to them, because I know some beautiful brothers and sisters in the lodge. But when you understand what has been given to us by Almighty God, who appeared to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, you know, you will be offended as well when you have the degrees of wisdom that we have, that our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding exceeds far beyond what they have to offer. And then to try to mix that up somehow and try to say that we are controlled opposition. The question is, controlled by who? And controlled by what? Controlled by who and controlled by what? Who is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan receiving orders from besides Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad? The minister is his third in command on earth. Okay, brother, just send me a video. All praise due to Allah. Okay, brother says it's a very important message in that video. So let me see. Yeah, Minister Farrakhan is third in command on earth. So the claim that we are taking orders from anybody else is just nonsense. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I got this right, got the right video up. Because as far as I'm concerned, we exposing everybody that ain't with the program. Masons ain't doing that. Black Masons ain't doing that. So hold on, I'm gonna play a video clip for y'all. Another one. Come on, we got receipts. We bringing receipts.
And the Anti-Defamation League
of B'nai B'rith. All were set up in the same year. Is that a coincidence? Or is there a tie-in? I don't have time to go into all the details. But by the help of Allah, I'll do that in further writings if it is the will of Allah. But it's enough to say that two German Jews, Paul and Felix Warburg, and the international bankers of Europe wined and dined a senator named Nelson Aldrich, who was the maternal grandfather of Nelson Aldrich Rockefeller. That from 1900 to 1913, the federal government had a very manageable debt into the billions of dollars. But in 1913, something happened. 4 things were set up in the year 1913. First, the Federal Reserve Bank, the IRS, the FBI, and the Anti-Defamation League of B'nai B'rith all were set up in the same year. Is that a coincidence? Or is there a tie-in? I don't have time to go into all the details. But by the help of Allah, I'll do that in further writings if it is the will of Allah. But it's enough to say that two German Jews, Paul and Felix Warburg, and the international bankers of Europe wined and dined a senator named Nelson Aldrich, who was the maternal grandfather of Nelson Aldrich Rockefeller. And they wined and dined him for 2 years, showing him the central banks of Europe.
Listen.
Senator Aldrich came back to America and was given the job of being a part of the a study of the national monetary system. Nelson Aldrich with Paul Warburg had a secret meeting in Jekyll Island, Georgia, off the coast of Georgia. And in that secret meeting, what came out of it was the basis of the Federal Reserve Act. They tried to get it through Congress under the name the Aldrich Federal Reserve Act. But since Aldrich was so tied to the international banking system, the members of Congress under the leadership of President Taft, they voted it out. So they went back to the drawing board and they redid it. And they pushed it through on December the 22nd, 1913, just as Congress was about to break for the Christmas recess. Wanting to get home quick, they pushed it through. And the Federal Reserve Act became law. But in 1912, there was a great presidential election where William Taft was challenged in his own party by Teddy Roosevelt. Roosevelt was financed by some of these international bankers. They hated Taft for his derailing of the Aldrich Federal Reserve Act. So they wanted to get at Taft. But they felt that a Republican shouldn't bring this act before Congress. It would be better if it came through a Democrat. So they same bankers put money behind Woodrow Wilson. And Woodrow Wilson sold the American presidency to the international bankers. He was elected in 1912, and in 1913, the Federal Reserve Act became law, and the Central Bank of the United States was taken over by a group of private banking institutions.
So listen, some of you ignorant people who don't know this, the minister is giving y'all the history of the Federal Reserve created by the international bankers, the FBI, and the IRS. He's running down that history for y'all. Listen.
Then somebody else began printing the money. Like Rothschild said, he don't care who rules, as long as he controls the purse strings. In 1913, America was not yet at war. In the last winter solstice of the 6,000-year rule of the enemy, America was betrayed by one of her presidents and one of her senators and one of her members of the United States Treasury. Do you know why I'm teaching this subject on Jesus Saves? Because after I say what I'm saying today, if I ain't got a Savior, I'm sure gonna need one after I say what I say today.
Listen, the minister is putting his own life at risk for exposing the truth. Listen.
Just finish. Don't be frightened for me. Better be frightened for yourself. Because some stuff is going down in America right now as we speak. That all our lives are in danger right now. And I've got to sound the alarm, brothers and sisters. I don't care nothing about my life. It's your life that I want to save. Listen. Now that the bank that prints money is in the hands of private interests, the idea is to push up and inspire the government to borrow. How do you do it? Get America into war. The war in Europe started in 1914. And by 1917, under a lie about the Lusitania being sunk by German subs, the American people were called into a war to end all wars. Oh, this is heavy, man. I mean, you can't believe how wicked, how low down and rotten. Wait a minute. You can't believe how wicked these people are. To play games with your lives and the lives of your babies. Create a war just to get more money, to charge more interest, and send your babies to die for bullshit.
excuse me, but bullshit is the dropping of a cow or a bull. It's BS, it's lies, it's deceit. And the American people went to war in 1917, and black people sued to become a part of the war because we didn't want to be left out of America. So America signed us up to fight the war. And black men died, but they don't know what the hell they were dying for, and neither did the white ones know what they were dying for. But the man of sin gotta be revealed. And I thank God that he put it in my heart. I don't have no fear of those bastards. I want to expose them all.
Woo, that's right. That's right. Go ahead, brother minister.
God is present. God is in the world. And I'm going to prove to you by my life that God has power to save.
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. Man, thank Brother Josh Mason for that beautiful message, man. That message was on time and in time, family. Come on, man. Y'all, man, look, man. All y'all, hold on right quick. Let me plug my mic up. All praise due to Allah. You know, everybody that's claiming this, that, the nation is Freemasons. We are controlled opposition, controlled by the government. We don't receive orders and instructions from the government under no circumstances. Minister Farrakhan does not receive orders from any branch of the government. He, as a matter of fact, he is being investigated by every branch of the government right now as we speak. He is not getting any money, any subsidies, any funding from any government branch or group. Fact. You know, so I'm tired of people making claims and have no receipts. It's cool that you've been in a lodge and you study the craft. You know the language. But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with Islam or the Nation of Islam. See, I can prove with receipts where Freemasons come from and what's the purpose of a Freemason. See, the Europeans created Freemasonry to hide the secret of their identity and hide the secret of our identity. That's a fact. But just like Negroes, we want to be included in everything that the white man does. So he make exceptions and he find ways to include Negroes into his orders, and integrate into his restaurants, into his businesses, into his jobs, into his communities, because we want nearness to him. But let me read what it says in the Supreme Wisdom Lessons. Why? Question number 8 in the Lost Found Muslim lesson. Why does the devil keep our people? Why does the devil keep our people apart from his social equality? Answer: because he does not want us to know how filthy he is in all his affairs. He is afraid because when we learn about him, we will run him from among us. Socialist means to advocate a society of men or groups of men for one common cause. What's that common cause? To keep the black men and women down. Equality means to be equal in everything. And the enemy does not want us to be equal with him in everything. So that's why in his white Masonic orders, he doesn't reveal the higher truths, the hidden knowledge to the black Masonic orders. Yeah, if y'all wanna if y'all would like to donate, you can donate to my Cash App. Brother, if somebody can put my Cash App in the chat room, you can donate to that because you already know they disabled my super chat. All praise due to Allah for that, but I'm just, just saying. So to accuse us when we are the actual group, the main group that's mainstream, that is speaking truth to power. We are speaking truth to power. What do I mean by speaking truth to power? I mean that we are speaking truth to the powers that be, to the hidden hand of white Euro society, Euro-American society. Family, we are speaking truth to those powers that be, the hidden hand behind the president's seat. Family, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, family. So to get us mixed up with anybody else, to get us mixed up with any other groups is unjust, especially if you black. Now, if you black and you all in my chat, you all in my comment section, and you making claims, then you better bring some receipts. And I will send you my email, and I want to see your receipts. Because I'm gonna do a whole video full of receipts and let you know the origin of the white man and him creating his white Masonic orders. I ain't even going to the Illuminati, the origin of the Illuminati. See, but you got your white Illuminati and you got your black Illuminati. You got your white wicked Illuminati and you got its black righteous counterpart. Those 24 scientists. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. So yeah. I mean, we debunking all of those claims. We are debunking all of those claims that we are Freemasons, okay, and we carry out Masonic hits, and we are controlled opposition to keep black people down when we are the only group that are revealing the hidden secrets of the knowledge of who we are. We are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So you can't call the beginning the originator. That's why the question is asked, who is the original man? The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Who is the color man? The color man is the Caucasian white man, or Yakub's grafted devil, the skunk of the planet Earth. See, you have to know who you are and what your place is in this world. See, and we are here to raise Hiram Abiff out of the shadow grave of ignorance in this northwestern location that is called America. See, we know the secrets. And when I talk to black 32-degree Freemasons, when I talk to black Freemasons, I let them know, brother, you are Hiram Abiff. And when I tell them that, they're like, what? Like, oh, man. They blown away. They are blown away when I reveal that secret to them. And I let them know that the great architect, the grand architect, the Solomon that we have all been waiting for has come and has made his appearance. Allah came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad to apply the lion's paw, the master's grip on Hiram Abiff and pull us out of the shallow grave of ignorance. Why? Because we were jumped by 3 ruffians. We were put to sleep by the enemy. And he buried us in the shallow grave of ignorance. We are that lost sheep, that lost tribe of Shabazz. We are that lost tribe. And in the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, Allah says, behold, I, even I, will come and seek and search out my flock. So God said that he was going to come himself in the person and come looking for his people that was lost and went missing. And many of our brothers over in the East didn't even know where we were. They didn't know, a lot of them didn't know we were over here. A lot of them didn't know we were over here. But a man traveled 9,000 miles to seek and search out what was lost. And when he found us, he taught us Islam and raised us up out of the grave of ignorance, civilized us, gave us new names. He took the slave master's name away and gave us new names. Gave us Arabic names, names that many of them white Shriners was wearing on their Moorish fezzes. So how could a man like Master Fard Muhammad be a government spy when he was not sent by anybody? Master Fard Muhammad is self-guided. That's why we call him Mahdi, because Mahdi means the self-guided one. He is not sent, he is the sender. And who is greater, the one that's sent or the one that is the sender? Is the delivery man greater than Pizza Hut? I'm going to ask that again. Is the delivery man greater than Pizza Hut? So who sent Master Fard Muhammad? Answer that question. What government agency created him and made him a spy? See? Because we know that this man, Master Fard Muhammad, was the son of one of the 24 scientists whose name was Alfonso. Mother named Baby G. His father was a jet black Arabian who comes from the tribe of the Banu Hashim. Who comes from the tribe of the Banu Hashim. This tribe is the tribe that the Quraysh tribe comes from. The Quraysh is the people that Prophet Muhammad was a part of. That was Prophet Muhammad's tribe. So they come from the Banu Hashim. These are jet black men and women who live over in the Hijaz, in Arabia, over in the Hijaz dynasty. He was the son of one of the scientists. Master Fard Muhammad was taught by all 23 scientists and given all of the wisdom that they all had and combined all the wisdom, making himself the judge sitting at the seat. He is the judge sitting at the seat, supreme over all the sciences. And what made them know that he was Allah in the person, God in the person, because he had the ability to resurrect the dead. That's how you know that Allah is on the scene, because only Allah has the power to resurrect the dead. So we know that this man is Allah in person. And he is so wise that he said, you know what? I came looking for one man to raise him up into myself and put my mind and my spirit in him. Raise up one from among you. Because isn't that what the Holy Quran teach? That Allah sends messengers from among their own people, among their own brethren. He sends prophets and messengers who speak the language and tongue of their own people. So he raised up a man by the name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, a man, a Georgia-born black man who came up from slavery, worked in the farms, you know what I'm saying, only had a 4th grade education. He was from among the dead, and he is the first fruits of the resurrection. This is the work of Master Fard Muhammad and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So how can any fool, call Master Fard Muhammad a government spy? Why would somebody wake somebody up and raise them up to the knowledge of self just to spy on them? If they're mentally dead, leave them alone. Why would they need you to spy on them if there is inactivity? They have nothing going on. Dead people don't overthrow governments. Think about that. Think about that, family. That just don't make sense. We talking about dead people, a body of dead people that are being used and abused and misused. by a whole nother people. A man travels 9,000 miles to save a people, to come among a people. Why would he travel 9,000 miles to spy on them when they already ain't got nothing going on? That just don't make no sense. You know? So I'm addressing these issues today. I'm addressing them now. Because they calling us controlled opposition. Controlled by who? Other than Allah, controlled by who? That's who we need for these pseudos to explain. I ain't saying no names though. I ain't saying no names. But if Elijah Muhammad or Master Farrakhan Muhammad were spies or Freemasons, who were they teachers? Who taught them the craft? If they were Freemasons, who taught them the craft? And don't go say Noble Drew Ali, because we got proof the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said Master Farrakhan Muhammad was so wise that it was nothing that Noble Drew Ali could teach him. It was nothing that Noble Drew Ali could teach the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So checkmate on that. Everybody talking about that Master Farrakhan Muhammad learned from Noble Drew Ali. That's false. Because the messenger said it himself. There was nothing that Noble Drew Ali could teach them. False. We can go and find the messenger's quote where he said, I got it somewhere in my phone. I'm not going to look for it right now. But that's a fact. Because in the Supreme Wisdom Lessons, I'll go to it. I can show you better than I can tell you. Okay. We definitely didn't get a student enrollment from Noble Drew Ali. Okay. But the actual facts. The actual facts. Did Noble Drew Ali or anybody else teach the actual facts before Master Farrakhan Muhammad and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Did anybody come with some actual facts? The 5% Nation didn't. The Moorish Science Temples of America didn't. The Hebrew Israelites didn't. The Kemites didn't. The Nuwapians didn't. The Black Panthers didn't. Who came and brought us the actual facts? Because we know in the book of Habakkuk, it states that there was going to be a holy one. He will be the holy one who came from Mount Paran, which is in Arabia, and he will come and he will measure the whole earth. Isn't that in the Bible? Isn't that in the scriptures? That the Holy One will come down from Mount Paran and he will measure the whole earth? So how can you equal Noble Drew Ali to Master Farrakhan Muhammad when Noble Drew Ali didn't give us this information? Father Allah did not give us this information. So we're going to read some of it. The total area of the land and water of the planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles. He gave us the circumference of the planet Earth is 24,896 miles. What else? He said the Earth weighs 6 sextillion tons, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. The earth is 93 million miles away from the sun. He said the earth travels at a rate of 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour. Light travels at the rate of 186,000 miles per second. Sound travels at the rate of 1,120 feet per second. The sun, the diameter of the sun is 853,000 miles. So my question is, if we are Freemasons, how can we be Freemasons, government controlled? How can we be any of that when what we have is not patterned after anything that anybody else has ever revealed? Ain't nobody else has ever been able to reveal anything, and none of this stuff has been patterned by anything that has been revealed thus far. So the question is, could this be divine revelation by a higher power? Just because they say that this man looks white? Is it so hard to believe that Allah, because think about it. We all say, oh yeah, God can do anything. God has the ability to do whatever he want to do. Well, why he can't come looking like a man? If he's all powerful, he can do whatever he wants to do. Why he can't come looking like a man? Why he can't come even looking like a white man? That just don't make sense to me. Just because the color of his skin, you're not going to accept him, but you will accept his wisdom? What kind of hypocrisy is that? What kind of fool are you? That you can accept the man's wisdom and his knowledge, but you can't accept him because of his appearance? That just don't make sense. And I told the brother, you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears. So this man has many fruit that he bore long after his departure in 1934. It's 2019 now, and the Nation of Islam still exists. But just because he didn't come looking black, although the woman that actually met him, Mother Clara, said that he looked like a light-skinned black man. But because his appearance, you won't accept him? And you want to think that and then you want to claim that he's a European. What proof do you have that he's full European? His mother was from Azerbaijan, over there near the Caucasus, close to Iran. And Azerbaijan is full of Muslims. His father was a black man from Arabia, who descended from the Banu Hashim. These are tribal black people in Arabia who were ousted by I think his name is Al Saud Wahhabi. I gotta get his name, but they were ousted by the current rulers of Saudi Arabia, the usurpers, the ones who look white, that all you Arabs in America follow. All you people who say that the Nation of Islam ain't real Muslims, to keep it real, y'all is a bunch of Arabs. And if y'all ain't Arabs, then why y'all looking like them? Why y'all talking like them? Why y'all acting like them? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to accept your own and be yourself. To accept Islam don't mean to accept Arabism, to become an Arab. to be a Muslim. You don't have to be an Arab to be a Muslim. See, the Quran said that that division did not come until we receive knowledge. See? So a lot of us got some knowledge, and then we didn't got too smart for our own good. We so smart, we stupid. Because, and much love to my 5% brothers, got love for you, but I got to call you out. How are you going to take a man's knowledge and try to outshine the master? Isn't that one of the first, isn't that the first law in the 48 laws of power, to never outshine the master? So how are you going to take the master's knowledge and think you know more than him? And just say you God? When it is telling us in the supreme wisdom that you quote, that not only the black man is God, but the black man by nature is a Muslim. The black man by nature is a Muslim. And I can show you in the supreme wisdom that y'all are taking pieces, the parts that fit your own theology, that suits you, that has nothing to do with supreme wisdom. See, to accept one part of the book and to decline the other part of the book is hypocrisy. Y'all can't say nothing about no Christians. The Christians do the same thing. They only adhere to the New Testament, but throw out the Old Testament. That's hypocrisy. See, and y'all, you can't fool a Muslim nowadays. You can't fool us with rhetoric, because we study. Just because you can recite the 120 don't mean you live in the 120. If you can accept Father Allah, who got his teachers from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you can accept the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but you can't accept Master Fard Muhammad, the man that brought the messenger, the lessons, brought him the wisdom, and then you get with a student of a student, and you deny the root and the source of this information? Come on, man, we hustling backwards. We hustling backwards, family. No, you can't know the lessons better than us. You can't know the lessons better than us, especially when you deny and condemn Master Farad Muhammad, the source of the lessons. And I know some good brothers and sisters over there. And I'm not, they're my brothers, I love them. But the Nation of Islam has no equal. That's my point. We are a star without equal. That's my point. So y'all can't get to comparing us to multiple different groups, entities, and organizations. There's only one Nation of Islam. Under the divine guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan Soul, If you ain't a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you're not in the Nation of Islam. Period. On record. Let me say that, because we have many brothers and sisters who are part of the lost found, who are lost found members of the Nation of Islam, but I mean registered Muslims only. I'm talking about registered Muslims only. So that's the presentation, family. I'm sorry that I had to go in like that, but you know, I just get tired of the rumors, the false allegations, the lies, and I wanted to address it with this live video. I had to address it with this live video. You know, because people thinking that they can say things and it's going to go unchecked. No, we gonna check it, but we just ain't gonna say your name. We gonna keep y'all names out of our mouth, because we not gonna give y'all no platforms no more. Period. Period. But we gonna show these receipts. We gonna continue to hurl truth and falsehood. Like it or love it. Hate it or love it. We coming with receipts. So with that being said, dear family, I appreciate you. I thank you all for listening and viewing. And if you came in late, you can play this video back, catch it from the beginning. But I greet you all as I came with the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum.